Hello, people, and welcome to follow yet another World Team Carcassonne Online Championships friendly match. This time between Mexico and Ukraine. Ukraine been having a lot of matches recently, and we do definitely like it as Ukraine. I would have to say is maybe even one of the favorites in this tournament for this season. I mean, their overall rating between the players is roughly about like 700ish, which is pretty insane, and I believe it is um, even the highest out of all of the teams. Despite Japan, of course, being the quad champion and all, but like, I mean, come on, when you look at the roster of Ukraine, I mean, you can't say that they won't give a hell of a run for any opponent. Uh, but today they will be focusing on Mexico, as we said, and the lineups you can see above me. We have a 7 versus 7 match today, and on table 1 we have Lichidakiller with the screen name Lichidakiller, and he'll be going up against Sergei Zakharenko, the reigning Ukrainian national champion in live championships. On table 2, IMD5 Oscar Henny, who is I believe, the reigning Mexican national champion. Again, live. I'm not sure when the Mexican Championships will be held in 2025, but thus far, I believe um, Oscar still holds that title. And he'll be going up against a especially strong Ukrainian Yaroslav Herasumenko, the the MSO bronze medalist from 2023, 24, 20, 24, and, a very, very talented player. Then a bit of a newer names on for Mexico on tables 3 and 4. Vapula 27, who will go up against Alexander Nosik. Alexander, who represented Ukraine in the World Championships in Essen, Germany, in Herne, Germany last year. And then on table 4, Enox versus Anatoly Kravchenko. Enox, he will certainly have time of his life trying to bring a win against this beast of Ukraine. Then on table 5, Daniel Ayala versus Adriel Kirilo Manahov. Also a highly skilled table. Then Manarori Marco Rivas versus Pavel Brin. I believe his real name is Pavlo Brin, if I don't recall um, incorrectly. And finally, on table 7, we have our, uh, let's say, a maths lover, complex one, Elias Mochan, who likes to be, I'd say, enthusiastic of many possibilities on the board. Sometimes not the best, but they for sure often bring a lot of how would I say, a lot of joy to at least the crowd. And I mean, certainly a very strong player on his own, but he likes to be a little feisty quite often. And he'll go up against Maxim Basilik. Um, Certainly not the least strongest player in Ukraine's roster. I'm not actually even sure who would that be, given the pretty equal standard and skill sets of all the Ukrainian players. We will be focusing on mostly tables 1 and 3 firstly, and then when they are over, we will take a look if there are unfinished matches on tables 4, 5, 6, and 7. Hello everyone in the chat. Now, if you do have a specific duel that you would like to see between tables 1 and 3, then do let me know. But otherwise, I think we'll start with Lichi versus Zaharik. So a quite a position early on. A large ruin seems to be the case, or a large incoming ruin. Literally looking to unify everything at some point, but not immediately. First he goes over here, as Lichi is not thrilled in giving possible attacking spots for his opponent. So um, imagine Lichi going over here with a triple city, either the field side facing to the right or upwards, then it simply gives an easy attacking opportunity for Sergei to get another meeple in, either from the top or from the right. Sergei trying to make his own city, but unfortunately for him, Alechi bumps into a divider. And I have to say that the timing of it is just superb for black, not having to leave a empty city cap lying around, but simply now needing only one triangle to finish the connection. And Lichi also now simply using an extender to either increase the size of the ruin or leaving himself a chance to get also the second divider and go over here and try to separate his right hand side part of the city from this ruin part, and maybe even run away with a nice 14-point city of his own. Both players looking to make some roads, though I am very interested to hear the reasoning behind actually both Zaharik and Lich of not giving like much value at all for this 3-point road that was just lying there around and still is. Zaharik had a chance to take it with this curve or with straight road, and Litchi also had a chance to take that with the straight road, but instead they decide to value these like open road ends more, which I'm not sure is the way to go. I mean, after all, this is still like 4 points immediately, and like yeah, it gets restricted just a little bit like immediately after being taken, but like there are still all kinds of wow. there are still all kinds of road tiles remaining, and it's like really difficult to block this road. And Sergey, even with 3 extra meeples in hand, still prefers to just simply finish the road instead of taking these 4 points and not allowing Lychee from getting from yeah, not allow Lychee to get uh, potential points from this road in the future, which I believe is, I mean, I have to say it's a mistake. I mean, like, yeah, you get your meeple back, but you, like, first of all, you don't need a meeple, and there are a lot of road ends still in the deck. It's like really just a very juicy 4 points that like it's no harm. It's like it's +3, and like still at this stage of the game, like you don't need to value an extra meeple over 3 points. You just you just take points when you can. Lychee trying to cause some issues for both the city and the monastery, but Sergei has some other ideas. Finishes the city immediately and drops a farmer. Now a 9-point field has developed, and Lychee also drops a farmer of his own. This is looking to be quite a large field fight. I can definitely see both players placing a second meeple, even a third meeple on this field rather early, actually. And then with this scenario here with the ruin, now that it is definitely gonna be a ruin because a the second divider has also been drawn, and thus it cannot be placed over here. Mm, Lychee going for a straight up field meeple instead of taking the 4 points is not exactly what I had in mind. Is it really that hard to attack this field? I mean, like you take the points here, even if zaharik goes over here, takes out the field connection opportunity, like you could just set up another attacking opportunity on over here or over here. Like it's really not that difficult. And now you are giving up 4 points. I mean, um, yeah, I mean, also given the fact that Lychee is at the moment behind in points by 1 on the scoreboard, and also kind of in a losing mini battle of 3 versus 7 for the monastery versus the road, then I mean he's gonna need those quick points wherever he can take them, and I believe this is gonna form up to be a rather large issue for the Mexican player here. Starts a monastery next to the road. There are still a lot of straight roads. Well, maybe not a lot. I mean, there are 3 straight roads plus 2 road monasteries, but it's not actually gonna be that great for Lychee to use a road monastery here. Like, sure, he can meeple it, but what it also does, it provides an attacking platform to this ruin, and a a road monastery would also be a great tile over here, finishing this road, getting another meeple back to Lychee's hand. And on this board, Lychee is probably not too happy going into a situation where he would possibly have no meeples in hand, given this field fight over here. And we can see that, due to the meeple shortage on both players, well, really, it really shows only for Lichi. Um, he is not going to be able to take use out of city caps, like as in city caps. He's going to have to use them as field tiles instead. You can see that Lichi creating another route to connect to this 9-point field path after Sergei trying to block off the connection over on the top side. What is also great about this block attempt by zaharik is that it limits this potential connection to the same tiles that Lichi already needs over here next to his monastery, and maybe over here on his road. So Lichi really needing only just the same types of tiles everywhere, which is really not great for Lichi, given his one meeple. And he can't really do anything. He's essentially frozen on this whole situation. Like, there's really nothing Lichi can do except wait for a road monastery or just simply road tiles to go over here and try to get this road meeple out as soon as possible. Because just that second meeple is going to give so much more freedom for Lichi's play here. He's going to be able to actually meeple city caps, start new cities, um, maybe start attacking this field with a third meeple, and so on. Sergei taking 2 points and also creating this potential of going here with a curve and connecting all the fields together, whilst at the same time he created this blocking platform on this left hand side as well. Unfortunately for zaharik, his plan does not go exactly as he wanted, as Lichi immediately gets the connection and has now equalized the fields, well, mostly. It's only a -3 mini battle on the fields for Lichi. But still, Sergei is ahead on the scoreboard by 7 points. He has this city, and the monastery is looking much better than the monastery of his opponent. And Lichi has to make a painful decision here and use a very valuable city crossroad to just simply add 1 point to the road and take back that meeple. And oh wow, now this is way too extra. I think this is way too extra, because this is so easily blocked. Like, all zaharik needs to do is go here and this meeple is blocked. And I believe he should definitely do that. I don't think it's worth to go over here. Is that also blocked? Yeah, it's gotta be. Okay, yeah, that's also blocked. Arguably, it's mildly worse, or is it? No, actually, it's better. It's better, because had he gone over here, then zaharik would have potentially allowed Lichi to expand this 3-point mini farm to a 6-pointer with a curve and a straight with just a curve. No, with a straight road, with a straight road and a curve. Whereas now those expansion ideas, I mean, they do still exist, but it's a bit more difficult for Lychee to achieve that. And the most important mistake in this Lychee's attack here is that, like, we saw how frustrating it looked for Lychee to play with only one meeple and simply wait for those scoring tiles, which he didn't really get even all that many. And once he got the meeple back with a very precious tile, missing out on some points, he immediately used it on a super risky maneuver to try and get to the field. And since it ended up not playing out all that well, Lich's position here is even worse than it was before, and zaharik forgets to take the points. Okay. zaharik simply forgets to take the points. So is that -3 gonna affect in the end game? Maybe. And oh my god, Lychee finds a wonderful move. Or does he? Is this actually a wonderful move? I mean, because of course the idea of Lychee is to go over here and now still get this black farmer, this black 3-point farmer to the 9-point field and then unify everything together. But at the same time, he is making another attacking platform for his opponent if Sergei chooses to take it. But he doesn't. He just chooses to restrict the connection square potentially to nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there is nothing to fit into this square, which now makes Lychee have to go with yet another farmer to attack. Now this now 12-point part of the field, as this monastery expanded the 9-point field into 12 points. I mean, the question really is how far behind was Lychee upon making this move? And I mean, how far is he even now? -5, -7, and -4. He's +2 with this connection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are still multiple curves to fit into this square. So maybe what I think Sergei should do is just to go over here as he does, and he blocks the connection of everything. This was very crucial move here, and now I don't think it matters what zaharik does. He can do anything he wants, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this cannot unify into anything. And with this, I think zaharik is at the moment like +7, and he has the meeple. Like, yeah, zaharik can do anything. This game is absolutely won. It was won immediately after this move. Nice crucial spotting there by the reigning champion of Ukraine. showing why he is given that title. Lichi can simply add tiles to a shared feature, can't score anywhere, and zaharik gonna be taking a 5-point road. That's probably the best that he can do. And he'll be winning this by maybe like 13 points, maybe. I'd say 13 points, maybe 15, 16, something like that. It's gonna be it's gonna be way above 10 points. Way enough. To 98, and Lichia with a 6-point field gets a few extra points, but still a minus 16 behind, and Sergei Chagarenko takes this first game down with, I have to say, rather smoothly. I mean, I get the will and the way of Lychee going here with the third farmer in, like immediately, but I mean, first of all, this is a scoring tile, man. Like, just take 4 points now and just attack to the field with a third farmer with a less valuable tile. Like, actually, you can now take use of the fact that you have two meeples. Just rejoice that fact for a moment at least, and don't dive in, you know, deep immediately. So, how are we doing on tables 2? Lawyer winning the first one, and they have just started the second game, so that's pretty perfect timing. Okay, Oscar going for a city as he should. I mean, he didn't actually even have much other spots to place this tile to. Trying to build very efficiently. Now looking to get a bunch of Doritos. One here, one here, one here, one here, and finish a lip-shaped city. Now, where do we start a new city though? I mean, I guess it has to be, it's gonna be either here, either upwards or to the right. To the right is a bit safer. The only issue is that it does make these squares problematic later on, but like given that it's not that high of a chance of this city ever actually being completed, it's probably going to be a ruin anyway. And I mean, a ruin is going to be fine if Oscar manages to keep this 4-point road meeple at bay along with the cities. So then it might be just a winning mini battle for Oscar. So Yaroslav looking to go either over here or over here to distract this road, and decides that going at the bottom is better, and I think he would be right. Taking away this road end from Oscar. Now, I am not really convinced um, of Oscar's plan of continuing this road. I would be actually much more um, glad to see Oscar making an evil hamster spot here, seeing that there are still both of the road monasteries remaining in the deck, and he would also be getting a road end for himself along with the monastery. But he does deal with the, well, issue, gets the road end that he needs, pre-finishes the road, and also he does, well, sort of kind of make matters better with his city, or does he? Because the thing is that now the only tile that goes into the square is a triple city with a road, and that gives a meeple back to Yaroslav, but it does not significantly make matters better for Oscar. I mean, it gives away two or like 3 or 4 points to the city, but then it's gonna be attackable, and I mean that's all that Oscar would be really getting from it. But I mean, well, the main thing is for now that he is gonna be very that he's very likely to get this road back, and that's one issue resolved, and some others remain. Um, on top of that, this square is actually really difficult to block. It can only be blocked with a city cap, and I am not so sure whether Oscar should be even using a city cap over here just to be able to block this meeple. I mean, maybe he should, but it just seems somewhat inefficient. But I mean, if that city cap comes, fast enough, then he's likely going to he will be likely doing it. Also, a slight hiccup actually for Oscar here, adding this straight road to his monastery. The point of course is that he is looking to actually finish it and maybe create a 5-point road in the process. But now it's not a mistake that he didn't actually take away his meeple from the road. It's a small mistake because he placed the road on this side and not on this side. Because you can see here that the monastery got restricted to a dagger, which there are only one remaining. But had IMD gone over here, and then would come a dagger restriction on this square, then he would have 2 daggers remaining and not only one. So a bit of inaccuracy by Oscar, but not the end of the world. It is still 8 points for the monastery, and it's not that bad. Now, what is bad is this situation over here. A 15-point field of lawyer. And the lawyer also going with stackable monasteries here. Both road monasteries going to Yaroslav and looking to also potentially block this square and prevent Oscar from connecting. Is there supposed to be drawings? Wait. Oh! Hold up. Hold up. Oh! Oh, no, 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 no. Oh god. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure the drawings have been off for the whole duration of the stream for now. Thank you very much for reminding me of that, Kaika. So now they should be visible. Let's check one more time. Yeah, they are. That is really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. But I'm glad I got reminded of it at this stage at least. Much needed thanks. So Oscar going, even with the second meeple looking to actually not just connect to the field, but to overrun the field. And Yaroslav limiting the connection to the one remaining regular monastery as well as to the remaining 3 vanilla tiles. Now, the vanilla tiles as connection tiles are not bad like on their own, but what makes it bad is that if the connection is to be made with a vanilla, then it's also going to provide a potential field attacking opportunity to lawyer immediately after. So that's really not something that Oscar is looking to do. So this monastery would be really, really a key tile for Yaroslav, uh, for Oscar. I mean, technically also for Yaroslav because he is looking to maybe um, finish these monasteries with the one final monastery. Though I have a bit of a feeling that Yaroslav is now gonna go over here and he's gonna try to get in with a second farmer, and only then, if there is still space and this square does not get blocked, only then will he liberate the monasteries and try to uh, do kind of both things, finish the monasteries and be at least equal on this field, if not winning the field. So a vanilla it is as a connection tile, and like we said, it now offers a attacking opportunity for blue. And blue, I have to say, is very, very likely to go over here. Just checking the rotation. So yeah, this way is better, and dropping a farmer. And now things are getting a little bit out of hand very quickly for Oscar. There are no daggers to fit into this square. There are 2 starting tiles and 2 city crossroads, so there are still some tiles that fit into this square. Lawyer grabs one straight away out and equalizes the field. Now it would be really, really crucial for Oscar to get a full block on this square over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still several curves remain. And whilst Oscar keeps increasing the size of the ruin, Yaroslav keeps taking points and keeps taking these precious city caps with a road away from IMD, who would be desperately needing them to get this meeple back and get himself some extra reserves to fight for this field and to drop a third farmer himself. Okay, this isn't bad. Oscar saving his city, not wanting it to be reduced to atoms, not wanting it to be blocked into a dagger, which no longer exists. Saves it to the 2 remaining city caps that still exist. One starting tile and 1 city crossroad. It does come with the expense of a few lost points, but gotta do what you gotta do. Especially when Oscar seems to be behind. I would have to say even quite drastically behind. And the matters do not get easier by the fact that Lawyer keeps getting city cap after city cap after city cap, takes away yet another city finishing tile from IMD. Now we do get some compensation for our efforts, let's say, in the form of these 8 points, which we really needed. Now the score difference is +4, then 7 versus 7 monastery, 8 versus 8 monastery, +4, +8, 2, wait, +2, Oscar is actually +4. Well, that's not something that I anticipated. Huh, well, would you look at that? Okay, well, Lawyer still has some tiles that he can use. He has at least this triple city with a road, which will get a meeple back. What else he does? Does he need to attack the field? Or he could also attack the ruin, which is, 10 points. It's pretty significant. Lawyer also kinda needs to get this city crossroad so that Oscar won't be getting this meeple back and 6 points with it. Yeah, it's actually a really tricky situation for blue here. -4. And the situation does not get any easier when Oscar draws the triple city with the road, and he's going to be taking 3 points from here, actually. No, wait. Yeah, I think from here, because it then taking it from here, I mean, it's also fine. It just makes this square just like a little bit more vulnerable, but when there are only 5 tiles in the deck, it doesn't really matter anymore. And with this monastery, I mean Yaroslav is trying his best, and momentarily is equal in points, but the city crossroad does hit the hand of Oscar, takes him to +6 and +2 meeples on and +2 meeples in his hand compared to the opponents, and that is just not something that Yaroslav can come back anymore. The best bet for Oscar is probably just take a 3-point road. I don't see anything better. Yeah, I mean, 3 points is 3 points. Doesn't really matter how you take it. And now I believe Oscar is at +8. And Lawyer not getting any help with this Dorito. There is simply nothing that the Ukrainian can do in this situation. Some extra points for Oscar, still with a 6-point field, putting him at +14, +13, and back to +14. Do take these point calculations with a grain of salt, because this is definitely, or this would definitely not be the first time when I have not been precise with point counting when trying to stream at the same time. Plus, well, this time it was indeed right. +14 is the win for Oscar Henny, and takes the score on table to 2-1 and 1. Okay, Vapula, how is Vapula doing? We shall take a look. Vapula 27 has unfortunately taken has bent the knees, to, so to say, to Alexander Nosik with an 0-2 loss, and Ukraine is also taking the first match point here. Well, whilst we are having some deciders, well, we might as well actually stick with the deciders. And since we know that we get to see a full game, I mean, why not? So some early tacky, very tacky situations for both players actually. Looking to be a game with a lot of blocked meeples potentially. Lawyer blocking the city of Oscar, and at the same time blocking the road as well, but with a successful full block, which it isn't, it would be potentially a winning mini battle for blue here. Well, does not get the block, but the city caps will help seemingly in building a 12-point city for Lawyer, which is gonna be working well. Maybe even with with an added benefit of a 2-point road if Lawyer manages to get a city crossroad for himself. A nice juicy monastery for Oscar, controlling the road. which is immediately closed off. So some possibilities for Yaroslav to start blocking the city to a, well, most likely a dagger. I would imagine it's gonna come immediately, but no. Um, Yaroslav first gonna be going for the loop road of his own. And Oscar calmly adding some points to a city. I mean, could have also maybe gone over here and get his city out, like, well, not like out of a jam entirely, but um, into a bit more survivable position, maybe I would say. Okay, multiple places actually for Oscar to use this tile, but I have to say I would actually rather like going over here the most, which is exactly what Oscar does. The point is that because the city is so safe, there is really like no damage of any kind being taken when you lay down even more potential threats of completing more 8-point cities. Hello, Sergey. I take it that you have been now. You have finished with your games. Another monastery for Oscar, trying to also not only take points but controlling this city and this city at the same time, and more importantly, creating an attacking square towards this city, which he does not take. And I have to say this is a mistake. It is a grave mistake from Oscar, because like you specifically go here with this monastery so that you can immediately after attack this city with really any city tile. You go here because there are so many road triangles left. There are 4 road triangles left, which are the only tiles that you want to see going here anyway. But by going over here, he not only makes his attacking like delayed and potentially non-existent in the future if lawyer does really anything over here, but he also made this city vulnerable and this city blockable. Whereas if he just does nothing over here, this city stays completely safe, and this can also still be saved with a starting tile. Like, yeah, it's just a major lost chance for Oscar, I have to say. Not using the Dorito over here and attacking, using his final meeple, yes, but I mean, he had a city over here, which is like really easily recoverable. 4 tiles to go over here. He can get this city, this monastery back from here. He has the starting tiles to go over here. I mean, he had plenty of tiles to to get a meeple or meeples back into his hand. And the lawyer now covers up the square and places the city cap in and anticipates to get one of the several remaining road Doritos, which he does. But does he go there though? I mean, it is a very natural move, but like still, it does hold up 2 meeples of black. But then again, like it's very unlikely that this city gets finished anyway, so and only one divider left. So this meeple might just be stuck with the city for eternity anyway. So most likely not something that lawyer needs should be worried about. Giving back this meeple and this road meeple to Oscar. I mean, after all, he does get what 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. It was. I mean, it is just a net +9 move, so like it's difficult to say. It is very difficult to resist, and it's very rarely a mistake of any kind. Just taking +9 move, like it just sounds like the right decision to make. Okay, general blocking move probably is gonna come onto this square with the quad city. That is usually the norm, and it is also this time. Lawyer with 3 meeples could either start a monastery or just take 3 points quietly. It's gonna depend, or the 6-point monastery, yeah, of course. It's gonna depend on his point situation, whether he is behind or ahead. -5 on the scoreboard, but he is +5 on this mini battle. This is -9, 10, 14, 10, 13, 7. I mean, he is still actually -1. So, but equal meeples. And I mean, this city is actually still alive, even though it's not like in, even though it's not very likely to be finished, but still technically alive. Oscar debating on going over here to get the meeple back or to go over here. And I have to say that this is a far better move given the amount of Doritos that there are still in the deck. Still 4 Doritos, but that is more than enough to go over here and finish a nice 14-point city. A tempting move would be to go over here and drop a farmer, which is exactly what Oscar does. Now, it does provide a small opportunity of this city being blocked and this monastery still getting out with like a city cap with a road, then getting restricted to a dagger or to anything else for that matter. But I mean, the upside is just, so great of finishing a 14-point city, getting a field of your own, and more city caps on your field. I mean, it's just like a something that looks superb. Not just in my eyes, I have to say, but certainly for many others. Now, Triple City used for this city to get the meeple back for Oscar. Now, maybe it would have been slightly better to rotate the city going to the left, given that there is still one remaining divider, which would be going then over here and allow an attack on the city with multiple Doritos left in the deck, like we mentioned earlier. So Oscar definitely needs to be a little careful with this city. It's definitely something that Yaroslav could be using to make a comeback. Actually, not the worst idea to go over here by Oscar. It would be a very counterintuitive, a very counterintuitive move, restricting your own city to a dagger. But given that all daggers, all right-hand side daggers are still remaining in the deck, it still gives 3 tiles for you to finish your 14-point city, and it does prevent all attacks from your opponent. I mean, just overall sounds like a very good move. Plus, are there even vanillas anymore remaining? There's one vanilla and one tube divider. No tube dividers. So there is actually only one tile to fit into this square, as opposed to 3 that you would have had you restricted your city yourself. So I actually have to say that it uh, it is something that I would have done as black player here, because you can use pretty much all of the other city caps um, elsewhere anyway. You can start a new city over here, or you can attack with the divider over here, and otherwise you just go over here, finish your city, live a life. But not going to happen, as a lawyer prevents that type of stuff. And now, what do we do? Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is a good move. Okay, plus 11, plus 16, plus 22, 28, 20, 16, 18, 11, plus 2. I mean, you are plus 2. You don't really need to go here, do you? I mean, I get that you want to attack a 9-point field and take away the possibility of your opponent going here with the divider, but question is this risky? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only one tile remaining to this square. Yeah, doesn't sound like all that great. And you give up your meeple advantage. I feel like a better idea could have even been just to go over here. Like, this way you deny the attack from the opponent with a divider, and you also very likely are denying the possibility of this city bringing any extra points to this field. Well, he does get bailed out by the deck with the vanilla. Finishes the 14-point city and 3 more points onto this field. And now it is actually Lawyer who gets stuck with the 2-point city. There are no extenders, there are no triple cities, there are no tube dividers, there's nothing to fit into this square. And now the roles have reversed. Lawyer now with the meeple minority, with the meeple minority, with the point minority, and with with those factors being taken into account, a far worse position. And thus he has to now be extra careful with his tiles. He can't really afford to use city caps for blocks, because he needs to be like really efficient. So he was debating on whether he wants to block this connection, but he decided that taking just the 3 points and finishing the city, taking a meeple back, are going to be much more necessary. Oscar probably going over here, just taking the 4 points, I would imagine. Yeah. When you, I mean, it's like every time you see that you are plus, plus 16 ahead on the scoreboard, it's like the most intuitive thing is to simply score more points. Maybe not even think about the potential loss of the entire field. I mean, maybe that's even possible. Maybe that's something that Yaroslav has to do. He has 3 tiles to go after this. So do you connect now to a 12-point field, or do you go with even extra farmers? And he does go with the extra farmers. And actually, yeah, it seems like it is actually a great farmer also. It's maybe even impossible to block. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not okay. It's not really impossible, but well, the block cannot be made with this tile. There is still one. There is still one starting tile. There is still a field crossroad, and there is also the curve. So what do you do now as Oscar? Do you still just keep scoring? What's your point situation? So plus 16, plus 19, 24, 26, 31, 30, 25, 24, 20, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. If you lose this field entirely, you are minus 9. But given that Lawyer has to use 2 tiles, one here, Lawyer doesn't actually have much chances to actually score with his final meeple. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. So if we just take, like, let's say 3 points over here, then we still have the extra meeple in hand, and we are like minus 7 in the worst case. Is that enough though? Yeah, we do take the 3. Oh! Oh, okay. I mean, there are still tiles that fit here. Again, there's the starting tile and there is the curve. Maybe even other tiles as well. Okay, Lawyer restricts us to the curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, one curve. And, well, now actually, wait, can we go here? No, we can't go here. This still doesn't help us. Oh boy. Oh, this is the worst. This is the absolute worst. Lawyer now gets extra points. Oh no. Well, we do get the curve, so that is a key tile. And I mean, we should be going over here because that's plus 12. And Lawyer does not even get to connect, so yeah, okay. well, now this should be done. I mean, what lawyer definitely definitely needed to get was the curve to prevent this connection and to allow this connection. But yeah, without the second meeple on the field, lawyer just does not pack enough punch with his points. Which actually, given the remaining tiles, this was actually a horrible mistake by Oscar with this dagger, because the only tile that fit into the square was the curve, and so we should have also made the curve to be the only tile that goes into this square by placing the curve like this, facing the city part to the left. Yeah, because then no matter what, Yaroslav will only be able to get one meeple to the field, only one. He will never be able to get a majority on it. That's actually a huge mistake by Oscar, but ends up with clean papers, ends up with the win, and ends up with a point for Mexico. Let's see how did Zaharik finish the games. Ended up 1-0 or 0-1 as we left him, and ever since then took also another win and another point for Ukraine. So, where do we stand with the others? Inox. So many Inoxes. Okay. Let's spell it with large. Yeah, okay. This is not working. Let's do Samuelson instead and see. Ah, well, that's the issue, because, okay, so Inox is with underscores. That explains it. And the score is, well, not pretty for Inox. It is an 0-2 loss for Samuelson, but not really something that you should be ashamed of. After all, your opponent was a beast Ukrainian, so. One 3 for Ukraine. And moving forward with the list of Daniel Ayala. Ooh, actually putting up a fight against Kirilo Manahov and taking a point in a decider for Mexico, making the tension a bit more tense. And then Manarori a long-time vet of comp scene also. Also with the decider, also getting Raft in the first game. And yeah, Manarori taking the win in the first one by a draw, by not being the starting player, and Pavel winning straight up the second and third games. And also, this means that Ukraine will take the win from this match at least by 3 and 4. Let's see how the final table with Basiluk has went. Elias not able to provide uh, enough of a resistance to Ukraine, taking an unfortunate 0-2 loss. And I mean, given the overall caliber of Ukraine, I have to say that this result was not a complete surprise. I mean, Ukraine would be a favorite against pretty much any other team. Maybe I'm not sure if they would be if Japan would be an underdog against Ukraine. I mean, that would be something to see. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing Japan versus Ukraine this season. Actually, for those of you who were not in the group stage draw yesterday, let's take a quick look at the groups that were drawn to get you all up to date. So there are three groups of 6 and 4 groups of 5. So we have Group A. We have Catalonia, Hong Kong, Finland, Australia, China, and Hungary. Certainly going to be a tough time for my own team, but same can be said from really any group out there. Group B, Uruguay, RCP, Italy, Germany, Slovakia, and Poland. Then Group C, which many define to be the so-called death group. Lithuania, Thailand, Romania, Mexico, Portugal, Ukraine. I mean, I have to say that this is just deservedly the death group of this tournament. We have Romania, who like always has just top-notch quality players in WTCOC year after year. I mean, provided of course that they often use the same players, but they do, as I recall, I think they do have um, a new player in their roster compared to previous years. I think they are a team of 9 this year, and they I think have pretty much the same 8 players than last year, but with an extra one. Then Thailand, even though they are a newcomer team to WTCOC, I mean, they have already shown some great skill by coming or by placing second in the Asian Cup. Only fell short to Hong Kong in the finals. Then Lithuania certainly has some great players also there. Mexico, as we saw, is trying to put up some resistance, but at least today, uh, falling a bit short. Ukraine, I mean, still, even though it is a death group, I still have to say Ukraine is gonna be my personal favorite to win the group. Not to like just put any unnecessary additional pressure on Ukraine, but but I have a strong feeling that if I were to bet on the outcome of this group, Ukraine would be getting second or would be getting first or at least second place. And Portugal, I mean, also just a very tough team, but with this like a whole roster of teams in Group C, I'm not sure if Portugal packs the punch to get to the first place or to top two. Maybe they will have to fight for the top third uh, place and get their playoff spot with tiebreakers. Maybe, maybe not. It's very difficult to actually try and place these six teams in order. Then Group D: Guatemala, Colombia, United Kingdom, Chile, and Greece. Uh, I gotta say, some favorite would be actually, I think actually Chile and um, Chile and UK probably um, a bit more favorite than the others. Guatemala um, is gonna have some rough time. They do have a bit, let's say, not as not as strong of a competitive scene in general as many other countries. I think they are kind of in a similar situation with Finland, that they have like a like couple great players, and but their like overall team performance has to go up significantly so that they can manage to do like well consistently in tournaments such as WTCOC. Then Group E: Netherlands, Japan, Czech Republic, Malaysia, and United States. Japan certainly the number one favorite to win the group here, given their like just every year performance in WTCOC, having won this tournament 4 times out of the 5 times that it has been even organized. Malaysia uh, does have some punch packing with a few of their players, but I think they will be having the potentially the roughest time in this group. Then another very strong group here, Group F, with Spain, France, Brazil, Vietnam, and Argentina. I mean, they are gonna also have a whole run for their money, and it's gonna be pretty sad to see two or maybe even three of these teams dropping before the playoffs. And then finally on Group G, Taiwan, Belgium, Taiwan, Belgium, Latvia, Tunisia, and Croatia. It's also, I have to say, a pretty equal team composition, or group composition, team composition, um, in a sense that pretty much like their whole team on every of these teams, they don't really have like weak players at all. They are all like pretty decent ones, even though not all are near masters, but uh, um, I think any of the teams can offer a great resistance and an enemy to any other team in their group. And if I had to guess, this group G is going to be maybe along with group maybe D or F are gonna be the ones who are gonna be fighting the most for the third place. I think there will be a lot of um, a lot of match points like split along these teams. Like I don't think there's gonna be any one team that's going to get like 4 match wins like all, and then like 3-3 or something. I think it's gonna be more like 2 match wins for multiple teams here. Okay, now that we have been able to get the blabbering done, we are going to wrap up this stream. The next one will be actually tomorrow. We have a Hungary versus United Kingdom, and it's going to be at 19 UTC. So we're gonna see some Hungary action. Also gonna be having a Japan-Finland match tomorrow, which unfortunately I don't think will be streamed. I will be playing myself, so can't do both at the same time. Because usually when I stream the friendly matches, I very much like to cover the matches of not mine, but other players, and it's not really a thing when I play myself. But tomorrow at 1900 UTC, Hungary, United Kingdom, be sure to come by and cheer your favorite. Thank you for joining this stream. Thank you for sticking all the way until the end. And I will see you again with some more Carcassonne content tomorrow. Bye for now.